Well, Steve, the past almost 13 years have flown by, and I just wanted to say on behalf of myself and Kimberly, our immediate family, and all the men and women that make up our family business in Valdosta, what an enjoyable time it's been. And it's really hard to put into words, Steve, what you mean to us all and how far our association has come over the last 13 years under your leadership.
Steve, thanks. I think back to the time when we began the process of looking for a new exec for the Georgia Forestry Association, and there was a lot of discussion about where we needed a new forester, a new state forester, or where we needed a lobbyist. And we made a bold move. We stepped out and we brought in an English major from Georgia Southern, and it's been an incredible ride.
I tell you what, you're one of the most professional people I've ever run across in my whole life. And everybody that owns a stick of wood in this state has benefited from your service at the GFA. Whether they realize it or not, you have brought them more value to their property, to their livelihood, to their stewardship, long-term tenure of their property than they'll ever know.
When I think about the things that you've done, characteristics that you have, I guess the one thing that really jumps out to me that really speaks about you more than anything else is the word courage. And I've been thinking about that a good bit. What does that mean? You know, courage is the ability to do or act outside of our comfort zone. We place ourselves in a position of danger or doing things that are not normal for us to do. Aristotle once said that courage is the first virtue because it makes all other virtues possible. And I believe that a lot. I think it is a great virtue to have, and I think that's one that you have. And I really want to speak about several things that kind of resonate with me about why I think you're courageous. But first, when you came to apply to the Georgia Forestry Association, you came from the Retail Association, completely outside of the bounds of forestry and what this group was all about. That was really dangerous. To be able to do that, even to apply for the job, put you in a place of great danger to your career outside of your comfort zone. And it took real courage to do that. Second thing I guess I could tell you that you have courage to do is that you learned real quick about what the Georgia Forestry Association has in its DNA. What is it about Georgia's forests that are so special? And you studied that and you looked at that. You understood that forests are for everybody, and that even though we may own them, the benefits of the forest go way outside of just pulpwood and saw timber and other conventional uses. You recognize that private property rights were paramount to the protection of forest in the state. And those things that are in the DNA of the Georgia Forestry Association, you understood those and you celebrated those and you respected those. But what you really did courageously was that you changed everything else.
Think of the impact that you've had on this forestry community in the state of Georgia, the integrity, the respect, the relationships that you've brought with our political leaders, our opinion makers, and our leaders within the forestry community. It's been phenomenal.
You've always encouraged us, and you've always, pardon the pun, fanned the flame, because you see the wisdom, Steve, not only in where the association is today, but where it's going forward. And not just the association, but all of agriculture and how we need to be involved. And you've encouraged me, again, personally, more than you'll ever know, and the value in our friendship, or how much I value our friendship, is probably more than you realize. And again, you're a friend and a mentor.
It seems like when you go to the mailbox and you have that tough day and you've got certain things on your mind, you open up your mailbox and you know there's that note from Steve McWilliams. It's just an encouraging word, and for that we're grateful. There will be many things that we all take back to our personal lives, our businesses. Steve, that you've been mentors to us on, and for that we're very grateful. Hopefully our association's in a different place today than it was 13 years ago, and hopefully we've been able to give you the tools that you needed to, the wrenches and the hammers and the nails to build where we are today.
It's funny, I have a magazine, things I keep and cut out that I think are real well done and real written. And this one actually comes from 2006. You wrote an article, the front page editorial in it. It said, "One word can open doors and minds." And it was in this article that you challenged the forestry community not to think about forest in the traditional manner of forest, but to think about them as working forest. That took a lot of guts to do that, because you see, it opened up a whole new world of possibilities, the ecosystem services and carbon sequestration and water quality and wildlife and things that go much more beyond just the traditional approaches to forestry. And you wrote about that and you celebrated that, and because of that, you changed what the Georgia Forestry Association was about. You didn't get rid of our virtues, our DNA of the organization, but what you did was you caused us all to step back and think about the things that are really beneficial that our forests produce. That was radical, and it took real courage to do that.
You taught me a lot. I learned a lot about preparation and the ability to think through and be prepared going into a representation of our positions with the legislature and with our membership, and how to sell concepts that are so important to all of us. You did it because you believe in it, and it was very apparent. We're much better off as a forestry community for having you with us.
Thank you for all that you've done, not only for me personally, but for the rest of the emerging leaders and other quote-unquote formerly young or currently young folks in the association, to bring us in and help us be a part. But my thank you goes a lot deeper than this association. Again, as a friend and a mentor, you've always been there for me and support me and the other young guys. And no matter what kind of harebrained scheme we had, you saw our best intentions and our heart and our drive, and you helped encourage that.
And I guess the last thing I would say about courage and what you've done is that you have the ability to place your courage in the leadership of others. And it takes a real leader to do that. It's easy to micromanage. It's easy to think about what needs to get done and do it yourself. But you've been real good about placing other people and give them opportunity to lead. That's a very difficult thing to do. I think it comes from your faith. One of the things that have been most impressive to me has been that you have lived your faith. And because of that, you understand what it means to be a servant. And servant leadership is so important. And so you've allowed that to occur within the Georgia Forestry Association. And because of that, we have a great group of young leaders who will step into your shoes or into the shoes of leadership within the association, will manage the forest better because you allowed them and you pushed this organization to go in a way that celebrated the leadership of others. It takes real courage to do that.
Steve, I'd be remiss if I didn't thank you for what you've meant to me, both personally and professionally. And in addition to leaving our industry as a very well-respected, trusted source among decision makers, you've created an operating environment for our industry that will stand us in good stead for many, many decades to come. And thank you. We wish you all the best in your retirement.
We just wish you and Fran and all your children and grandchildren the best, and the next endeavors in your life. And we don't want you to be a stranger. We want you to be right here with us and come visit us, and because we're going to be calling on you for advice and for all the things in life that we're going to be needing. We're going to reach back and stay connected with you.
So from the bottom of my heart, somebody who loves forestry the way I do, and I know that you love forestry just as much, I want to say thank you.
We'll miss you, but we know you're not going anywhere. We know you'll be around, and we look forward to continuing to work with you in the future.
So Steve, I guess as I wrap up, congratulations again on what you did here at GFA. But I know your time with Fran and your grandchildren will be the most special time of your life. And I'm very excited that our paths have crossed. We'll continue to be friends and see each other even in your retirement. God bless you, my friend, and take care.
Thank you, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you for your service.
So Steve, thank you. And Fran, take care of my buddy. I'll see you soon, Steve.